Sports at their core are a shared experience. They are a universal language that can unite people from different backgrounds, cultures, and political viewpoints. A podcast that provides a space for both the fans and the players' perspective taps into this fundamental human need for community. It makes listeners feel like they are a part of an inclusive conversation, not just passive consumers of content. In an increasingly fragmented world, these spaces of shared passion are vital. And welcome to the Benchwarmers Block, where each week we'll be covering the biggest games of the week. Whether you're a diehard fan or just getting into football, we hope that you'll join us for this week's action here on the Benchwarmers Block.
The Jacksonville Jaguars snapped a long losing streak against the Chiefs on Monday Night Football with a comeback, with the Jags winning 31-28. With 23 seconds left, the Jags quarterback Trevor Lawrence tripped over his own lineman, scrambled to his feet, and broke a tackle, and then dove in for a bizarre 1-yard game-winning touchdown. What did you feel like watching that play? How did that make you feel? Were you excited or were you devastated with it?
On that last play, so I don't know. Me personally, I guess the inner fan in me always roots against the Chiefs.
Oh, who doesn't?
Just, you know what I'm saying? Just especially with everything transpiring, with Taylor Swift and all that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
It's a different.
But on that last play, he tripped over his guy, whatever. So I don't remember what down exactly it was. If they had more downs after that, I don't remember.
I don't remember that either.
He tripped over his guy, whatever. So I was like, okay, dead play, next
stumbles back to his feet.
Yeah, whatever. But then he got up and I was just like, yo, what? And then he ran. I was like, there's no way he's gonna score. And then he scored because it looked like a lot of people, not a lot, but a couple people on the play did slow up.
Yeah,
I think they thought that he was down,
yeah.
And then they slowed up a little bit, but he wasn't. So then he scored, and I was like, yo, that's so crazy. I was like,
it was great.
Yeah, especially from a defensive standpoint, just imagining that, it's just so
It's what coaches yell at you for stopping short.
Yeah, especially I know Chris Jones was catching a lot of heat in the media this past week about about his effort and all that, or lack of. So.
No, yeah. I never played football, but playing defense for lacrosse, the coach will yell at you consistently to play till you hear a whistle, and if you don't stop. That's kind of the mentality that I always look when I watch football. I hate seeing people walking or not even really hustling, which is understandable. You play a heavy contact sport, but when the quarterback is still running, you would think you would have the motivation to go and try and stop him, but it could just be
especially in that scenario, where
the game is on the
line, you're backed up, and it's just I don't know. Especially with defense, defenses pride themselves on. They say everybody runs to the football. Yeah. Wherever the football is, everybody needs to run.
Yeah.
Because you never know who's gonna break a tackle. Because it's easy for me to me jogging there. Oh yeah, that my teammate's gonna make that tackle, and then he breaks it, and then that guy's scoring because I just walked on.
And then he's running free for an hour.
But the game almost got out of hand. The Chiefs were up early, 14-0, and then I was like, it's gonna be one of those games. The Jags are frauds because they were at the time they were 3-1 at the time. I was like, okay, the Jags are frauds, whatever. And then they started coming back. T-Law had a pick. I don't know how many he had, but I know one of them. I think it was a miscommunication on a route where he threw a pick. But other than that, I think the defense played pretty good. Pat Mahomes threw a pick six and they're in enemy territory, so they were about to score. And
it was 99 yards, I believe. He took it all the way back.
Threw a pick six at Devin Lloyd, a linebacker, he leads the league in picks. I didn't even know that. That was.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, he leads the league in picks, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a good game though.
Yeah. There was a bit of a penalty struggle with the Chiefs, though. I believe they had 13 penalties, which we talked about with the Patriots last week, where it kills your momentum and it kills the drive and the morale, because you could throw a deep ball and then it comes all the way back just because something happened. So it's got to be tough and hard. And if that didn't happen, we could have seen the game go a complete different direction. But
especially in close games like this game, the final score was 31-28. When you really look into it, the penalties is really what adds up. I don't know how many yards that all their penalties accumulated to, but those are drive killers, especially the big ones where you get holding, and it's like now it's 1st and 15 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know how many yards it is exactly, but like those are drive killers. Once you get behind the sticks, like, or you get a first down and you do something, now it's called back. Now you're even farther back, and you got to try again. Or depending on the flag, you lose a whole down. You know what I'm saying? So you just shoot themselves in the foot. You can't do that and expect to win a game.
No, I'm honestly impressed with the Jags. They've had a great start, and you can see even the rookie like Travis Hunter. He comes out and he performs. I've actually been impressed with them, considering he's one of the first like dual athlete players I've seen. I haven't watched a ton of them, but like
especially like in like my like lifetime. Like, obviously like you have like your Deion Sanders or or whatever, but like. He's probably one of the first ones. Well, definitely the first one I've watched do it like in the like NFL, like in my like lifetime.
It's honestly kind of impressive too because you think, all these professionals have the one thing they're good at, and then you see Travis Hunter on both sides of the field, and I believe he even stopped like Travis Kelce from getting a first down, which is quite impressive for a rookie. So it's something to look forward to.
Yeah, he's been looking pretty good. The Jags all around, they haven't been looking bad. I know Trevor Lawrence he's been under a lot of heat recently. Not even just like this season, but like you know like last year, like just with him being like he was supposed to be like the guy. And he's kind of like he wasn't really that good because the Jags were like so bad when they first got him, and then they had that like little period of time where it was like okay, like it seems like they're starting to piece it together. Then they went back down. Seems like they're kind of on the way back up now with the new head coach. You know they have a rebuilt offense per se with Brian Thomas Jr. I know he's having some passing some drop struggles too, but you know they'll get that stuff fixed. I think they'll be alright.
Should be alright. Yeah. Let's talk about the Chiefs for a minute too. Patrick Mahomes, arguably one of the best quarterbacks of this generation and all that, and this new era of kind of quarterbacks we see.
For sure.
You think he's gonna continue to be up there with a bit of a struggle kind of start to the season? Because I believe they were 3-2.
Yeah, I think they were 3-2.
So
no, they were 2-3. They dropped this game. They were 2-3, and then
that's right.
They ended up winning. But with the Chiefs, it's just that, and this just goes to.
Do you think they're held to a high standard?
Oh, for sure. Well, one, there already has a high standard because the Chiefs. We've seen them in all these Super Bowls. You know, like once people like just associate you with like winning. Like when you don't, it's like okay, like what's going on. Like whenever Brady wasn't winning, it was like okay, like what's going on?
Yeah.
Like especially when, but that's a good problem to have though, because that means you set yourself up like in a good position. All those Super Bowl trips, like they were almost not close because they got blown out in the game, but they could with a win.
They made it to the
with the win in the Super Bowl last year. They would have three-peated. It would have been, I believe the first ever team to like win 3 in a row. So you know, but I don't know with the Chiefs. It's just that. Just they don't look the same, like just offensively. Like I know they're missing.
They're too confident. You feel because they get a ton of media coverage now with like Travis Kelce and like Taylor Swift being a couple now, and then Patrick Mahomes being arguably one of the best.
Yeah,
you think that's kind of getting into their heads that we're the best around. We don't have to work that hard.
I don't know if it's too confident, but I think it gets to the point where it's like you just kind of get content, like you know.
And then other teams try and break it.
Yeah, because every team, all the other teams are hungry for the most part, especially in the AFC, because they're trying to get to like what you've done already. Yeah. Especially Mahomes, Travis Kelce, like they've already won 3 Super Bowls. Yeah. Like players on the defense, like Andy Reid, different coaches, like. So I think you just kind of, you may not even know you're doing it, but like you're just content, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying they're going out there, obviously they're trying to win games. I'm not saying they're not. They're obviously trying to win the game because they're passionate about it.
Yeah.
But I think like subconsciously it's just something that once you've been there, done that like so many times, it's like you're still trying to do it again, but then like if it doesn't
feel the same.
If it doesn't happen, you're like, damn, but you're like, okay, like.
We won twice.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. I could see that. Yeah. I think they're still arguably a pretty good team.
I don't care what their record is, and that's why, because I saw them, I believe, 2 years ago when they beat the Niners in the Super Bowl. I think they had 6 losses that one year. They might have had 7, to be honest. They were losing games all that year. But after I saw that and then playing the wild card and win all those games, and then win the Super Bowl. As long as they have Patrick Mahomes, they're always going to be a contender. For
Yeah.
them. Like literally, like he's that good of a player.
He's what I would, as a defenseman, worry about.
Yeah,
completely.
for
Just
sure. Like so,
his ability to get the ball out is like.
yeah, and they're never out of the game.
No.
And that quarterback, like never ever. Like I've seen him like drive the field in 10 seconds.
Yeah,
like,
no,
literally.
it's nuts.
Yeah.
The Houston Texans delivered a devastating blowout victory over a shorthanded Baltimore Ravens team. The final score was 44-10, with the Texans dominating the whole game, scoring on all 8 of their offensive possessions while their defense stifled the Ravens' attack. The 34-point margin tied with the most lopsided home loss in Baltimore Ravens history. How did you personally feel about the Ravens game and how they looked?
Yeah, we just didn't look very good at all. Just all across the board, like, just look sorry, just look like unmotivated. Like, I think coming into the game, like Lamar wasn't playing, obviously,
No.
starting quarterback. So I think like people
I believe he was cleared too, and then he
Yeah.
just did not play, which was
yeah, I don't know.
an odd choice.
Yeah, he's been out a couple games after he left the Chiefs game a couple weeks ago. But so we were just undermanned in that aspect, and then just the backup quarterback Cooper Rush, he didn't really have a good game at all. I thought he's a decent backup.
Yeah.
I expected way better than what I saw from him, and then so just being handicapped in that regard, and then having to obviously we're gonna run the ball more, like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. And then we just couldn't run the ball
No.
because Houston does have a good tough defense.
Yep.
We couldn't run the ball, so we couldn't get nothing going all day. And then defensively, I think our defense has been terrible all season, and like it's just
Not like them Cowboys though.
yeah, not that. No, our defense has been historic. Like it's been very bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like the Cowboys might have us beat in some stats. It just hasn't been good. Like,
That's a bold statement there.
yeah, just coaching, like just. Well, I know we have a new DC. This is second year, but
Yep.
it's just like like I just don't understand how the defense can take like that many steps back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We didn't. Roquan Smith didn't play that game either. Who's like the quarterback of our defense.
Yeah.
Our whole D line is basically hurt. We were missing guys, but it gets to a point like still like there was just no fight at all. And then I know like playing defense, I understand, especially when your offense can't do anything and you're just on the field.
It's humiliating.
It's tiring. It's humiliating. It's tiring, especially if it's hot out, which I think it was hot out.
Yeah.
You're in the sun, like just keep on the field all day. So I think all of that.
You get like a 2-minute break, and that's like, all right, defense out there.
back
It's
out.
like,
yeah. So I definitely get it. So I think all of that just tied in.
Yeah.
It wasn't a recipe for
No,
anything
it wasn't.
good. Yeah.
Did not look fun. either.
Trust me. Yeah. If you didn't tune into that game, you definitely did not miss
You
it.
didn't miss much.
Yeah.
Let's quickly talk about Derrick Henry, because I've been on and off with him. He's claimed to be, by many people, one of the greatest running backs of this kind of era and with the teams now. How do you personally feel he's been playing with this current season? Because he hasn't been doing too hot.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like week 1, when we were playing the Bills, he was having a great game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was having like a really.
No one could stop
He was having a
him.
really, really good game. We were running all over him, doing whatever he wanted, and then they punched the ball out. He fumbled in the fourth quarter. I want to say. And then ever since that, he had another fumble the next week, and then he had another one the next week.
Yeah.
And it seems like ever since that, like
He's kind of lost his edge.
yeah, like I don't know if it's more of a psychological battle because like I mean it's not like they're just hitting him and he's dropping the ball. Like they're literally like
They're aiming
punching,
for
like
it.
they're punching right at the ball. So I don't know if it's more of a psychological thing, but I think he just has to get out of his slump a little bit. But I mean I think he'll be
see.
fine. Yeah, once he gets that confidence back.
Do you think his age has anything to do with it? He is pretty old.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know.
He still looks great and
I would
a strong runner, but
Maybe-
it's
yeah.
questionable now.
Yeah, maybe if week 1, like if for 80% of the week 1 game, if he was looking a little subpar and looking kind of then maybe I would go with that. But it's like I don't believe age is it because he was literally having like a good game,
A great game, yeah.
He had rushed over 100 yards. He had 1 touchdown, if not 2, at that point. He was having a really good game.
Yeah.
But I don't think age plays a factor.
No. I would be concerned, though, with games going forward unless he doesn't get out of his slump, because he only had the 1 touchdown for the game for the Ravens, which was a 1-yard run,
Yeah.
which is very important for a team, but it's still from someone of his caliber, you expect to see kind of greater kind of yardage and not being confined to like, oh, I'm gonna run it into the end zone. It's like,
yeah, I don't know. I think the more like we get his confidence back, that's why I think it's very crucial for us to get his confidence back. Because when he's rolling, like he's rolling.
Yeah, he's a freight train out there.
And when he's not, clearly you can tell. You've been watching the Ravens games or not. Trust me, you don't want to. But
you've seen him on TikTok.
Yeah, but when he's not, like that's especially with Lamar not playing too, like that's our offense. Like we're a completely different team.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see when Lamar comes back to try kind of see if the edge kind of comes back for the whole team, kind of as their morale boost. Kevin,
because right now we're just not playing confident.
I don't want to say he's not competent, but like an average quarterback compared to like Lamar being high end running quarterback who everyone has to worry about. To then Cooper Rush, who sits in the pocket.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely easier for the defensive coordinators to sleep at night when Lamar is not playing.
100%. Get some good sleep there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Texans now. C.J. Stroud was looking very good, throwing for 244 yards and 4 touchdowns, which is incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. They've been looking good. Their defense is always good.
Yeah.
Especially with DeMeco Ryans, he's a defensive guy.
Yep.
Their offense is looking like it's starting to like kick in the gear a little bit. They started a little slow, but it seems like they're starting to figure it out, which is crazy, because especially with them not like they're very like low on receivers.
Yeah.
So coming into it, them like. I didn't think they were going to be very pass heavy, especially with Joe Mixon, but I think he got hurt early too. But they've definitely shocked me offensively. Yeah. But I knew they were going to be like a better offense because C.J. Stroud is a good quarterback. Yeah. Especially after the rookie year, and then last year he took a little step back. Yeah. But I don't believe
they find their focuses.
I don't believe it. I don't believe the step back from C.J. Stroud was anything like of his like skill. Like I think people just catch up because it's the NFL. Yeah. Like once they like have tape on you, like they're going to game plan for you, and But they look pretty good though.
Yeah, their defense looked, like you said, they've always been good with 3 turnovers from forcing the Ravens. It's kind of impressive when you think of a team like the Ravens who made the playoffs multiple times and look extremely dominant in those games. And then you come to this week, we understand they have people out, but it's like, could we be worried about their longevity in this season with making the playoffs, because I believe they have to win out now.
Yeah.
So
we dug ourselves in a very deep hole. I mean, we do benefit from our division not being very good at the moment. The only good team is really Pittsburgh, and they haven't really been like
Pittsburgh is pretty solid.
Yeah, they haven't been too tested though. I mean, Pittsburgh is always a solid team, but I don't think they've been like battle tested to the point where it's like, okay, like this is the definitive number one. Yeah. So I think if we were to win out, because we're obviously Cincinnati has no defense and no quarterback. Even though I love Joe Flacco,
they have Joe Flacco. We're good.
I love Joe Flacco, and then Cleveland's obviously Cleveland because they can't score points to save their life.
Yeah.
I think if we went out in a world where we do win out, which is a very tough task to do, especially in the NFL, I think we would make it. But we just got to see what happens.
Yeah. Let's talk about kind of like the prediction for how we feel the Texans are going to do with kind of future endeavors and all that. You think they're gonna make it to the playoffs with how they've been rolling out, or?
Yeah, if they keep. I know they were out to a slow start early. They were like 0-3, 0-2, whatever. If they keep it rolling, I don't see why not. I think that division surprisingly is a tough one this year.
Yeah.
With the emergence of the Colts and the Jaguars, look like they're starting to figure it out a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very tough. It's not going to be easy, but I mean, we've seen divisions send 3 teams to the playoffs before. It's not impossible.
Who doesn't love a competitive division? It's much better than going, oh yeah, that one team's going to make it. But it's nice to see a competitive edge here.
The AFC is tough, like especially like this year, like especially with the Broncos and the Chargers looking like, okay, like they might actually give a Chiefs a run for their money, like as far as winning the division. Yeah. Look, the AFC is tough this year, so I don't know. There might be a couple good teams left out this year. Who knows? We got to see. That's all for this week's action on the Benchwarmers block. We've seen an incredible week of football, from an absolute blowout in Baltimore to a close nail-biter in Jacksonville. Join us next week as we break down Week 7 of the NFL season. Until then, I'm your host, Brandon.
And Andrew.
And this has been the Benchwarmers block.